The asteroid belt of Juno Prime was silent, always silent. No air to carry sound, no life to cry out. And yet something ancient pulsed from its core. A forgotten signal, dim, scattered, encrypted, echoed across the vacuum. A cry for help, buried beneath centuries of space dust. And someone heard it. Elias Vance was not a hero. He was a salvage operator, a scrapper in an old, rusted utility rig called the Starling. His job was to collect derelict tech and forgotten satellites from abandoned corners of the galaxy and trade them for spare parts, food, and the occasional bottle of synthetic whiskey. He never expected to find life in the Juno belt. The signal hit him on his second day inside the belt's forbidden perimeter. Static filled his comms. His HUD blinked erratically, displaying a symbol, an alien glyph resembling a star weeping in black. Elias frowned. What the hell? He rerouted power to the comm array, isolating the frequency. As he narrowed in, a distorted voice broke through. Please, someone, anyone, help me. It was female and not quite human. A soft cadence underscored with a trill, as though her voice carried two tones at once. He shivered. The protocol was simple. Log the anomaly, mark coordinates, and leave it to Union authorities. But something in her voice, pain, fear, desperation, froze his hand before he could transmit. She was alive. And she was alone. Elias traced the signal to a fractured moon tucked into a debris field. Gravity was unstable, and the area was marked as a military quarantine zone from the old Orion Wars. That meant danger and abandoned tech. The Starling maneuvered through the debris like a bird through broken branches, until it reached what looked like a crashed alien vessel, half buried in moon rock and ash. Organic in design. Smooth curves, not unlike a seashell split open. It was glowing faintly, like it still had breath left. Elias donned his suit and stepped onto the surface, magnetic boots clamping against the rocky terrain. Inside the vessel, eerie silence reigned. The walls pulsed softly with blue-green light. He passed what looked like stasis pods, all empty, cracked, covered in dust. And then, deep in the bowels of the ship, he found her. She was curled in a containment field, barely conscious. Pale lavender skin shimmered under the biolight. Her hair floated like strands of violet mist. Wounds marked her arms and legs. Burns, abrasions, signs of restraint. She stirred, eyelids fluttering open. Her eyes, silver pupil-less, met his. Her voice echoed directly in his mind. You're a human. Elias staggered. Telepathy. Help me, she pleaded. They left me here to die. Her name was Illyra. Back on the Starling, Elias stabilized her in the medical bay. His AI, Clara, ran diagnostics and confirmed she was not a known species registered with the Union. That's either very good or very bad, Elias muttered. Over the next few days, Illyra slowly recovered. She spoke little, verbally or telepathically, but her presence filled the ship like warm sunlight after years of darkness. She stared at stars as if trying to remember their names. She flinched at alarms and system beeps. But most of all, she cried in her sleep. Softly, muffled. No one could hear her cries but Elias. And that tore at something inside him. Eventually she spoke. My people are gone. I am the last. Elias sat beside her, a tray of reheated synth stew between them. What happened? They found us. The Scourge. Elias stiffened. He'd heard that name only once long ago. A race from the edge of the void. Not conquerors, erudiktors. They took the others. I was kept. They studied me. When they left, they abandoned the ship here. I wasn't meant to survive. But you did. Only because I called for help. She looked at him then, her eyes full of starlight and sorrow. And you came. The Union was never supposed to know. But someone had been listening. A day after Elias transmitted a generic salvage beacon to mask his activities, a Union corvette arrived. Too fast. Too well armed. Unidentified vessel Starling, prepare for inspection. You are in violation of Treaty Code 49B. Surrender any found specimens immediately. Elias cursed. Alira's eyes widened. They know. They will take me. You think the Union works with the Scourge? She didn't answer. But her hand trembled. Elias activated the Starling stealth field and dove into the dust rings of a nearby asteroid, evading scans. His ship wasn't built for speed, but he knew these sectors better than any officer chasing him. Clara, prep jump coordinates. Deep space. Randomized. Elias, the AI warned. We'll have minimal fuel left after. No guarantees of safe landing. I know, he said. Just do it. He turned to Alira. You trust me. Her lips parted. Then with a slight nod. I do. The jump ripped the fabric of space like tearing silk. The Starling emerged in the shadow of a rogue planet. Cold, lifeless, but quiet. Now. In the silence that followed, Elias collapsed into the pilot's seat. Alira stood beside him, her hand brushing his shoulder. You risked everything. For me. I heard your cry, he said simply. What else could I do? She smiled, faint, fragile. No one hears us. Not out here. Not across the stars. But you did. Weeks passed. Together, they refitted the Starling, scavenging what they could. Alira's knowledge of alien tech transformed the ship. Fusion batteries from her vessel merged with human power cores, creating something new, something faster, quieter, deadlier. She told Elias stories of her world. Oceans that floated in the sky, cities that grew like trees, music made from the voices of crystals. He listened, memorizing every word. And sometimes at night, when they looked at distant galaxies through the viewing dome, she would press her forehead to his and share a memory. Raw, unfiltered. A sky turning violet at dusk. The laughter of her sibling. The warmth of her mother's arms. He shared back. Earth sunsets. The smell of pine. The pain of watching his father's mining rig collapse. And the loneliness that followed. Their memories became threads, weaving them together. Two lives from two broken worlds, bound by a cry, and the answer that followed. But peace never lasts. One day the stars flickered unnaturally. Lyra rose, eyes wide. They've found us. Elias looked out. A ship emerged, black, needle-shaped, with no visible propulsion. Made no sound. But in his mind he felt it. A scourge. Lyra grabbed his hand. You must go. Not a chance. They will destroy you. Then we go down together. She looked at him. You are a strange species, Elias Vance. He grinned though his hands shook. You just figuring that out. They didn't run. Instead, Alira interfaced with the ship, her body glowing as energy channeled through her into the fusion core. The ship roared to life. You ready? Elias said. Lyra nodded. Let them hear us. The Starling shot forward like a blade through the void. Missiles from the Scourge ship veered, but Clara's AI matrix jammed targeting systems. Elias weaved through the assault, while Alira channeled a pulse through the ship's prototype cannon, a hybrid of human and alien tech. One shot. One beam of coherent light. It struck the Scourge ship dead center. Fractured like glass. Silence followed. They had won. Now, Elias and Elira drifted for days after the battle, unsure if the scourge would return. But something had changed.